Every weekday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we release the Central Indiana Scoreboard Show. Our SportsCenter style podcast features professional college and high school sports in Central Indiana, IU, Purdue, Pacers, Colts, IndyCar, plus college and high school sports in Blackford, Delaware, Grant, Howard, Madison, Tipton, and northern Hamilton counties, plus a lot of national sports news, anything that Central Indiana sports fans will be talking about every weekday at 1 p.m. Check it out. You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 244.2, the Delaware County Sports Report with Star Press sports editor Cade Hampton. On this week's Delaware County Sports Report, Cade and I talk about all the best baseball and softball teams in Delaware County, plus a look at Tuesday night's baseball and softball results, and a little preview of the Ball State IU game at Victory Field on Wednesday.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Here for the Delaware County Sports Report, a weekly look at what's going on in Delaware County sports at whatever level it is. Today we're going to be talking about high school, the bat and ball sports, some other sports doing some good things, Cade. I like really what Yorktown's track team is off to a really good start, and I know there are a lot of good teams around here, but today we're going to just talk about the bat and ball teams because there's a lot to talk about. And let's talk with softball. Start with softball, and what a start to the season for Yorktown. And Tuesday night, a big 2-0 win over New Palestine. And Olivia Jones threw a one-hitter against the top-ranked team in the state for a big conference win. She also was the star at the plate and had one of the RBIs. Huge win tonight for the Tigers. Cade, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, Greg. And yeah, like you said, I mean, Yorktown softball, what a start that they've had. I unfortunately have not had the chance to go out and see this team in person, but I mean, they've been ranked up there in the top 10 by the coaches poll all season long. And I mean, early season, really statement win going in at New Pal, the number one team in the state, and getting a big 2-0 shutout win. Olivia Jones, amazing performance. I mean,
By the way, I was wrong.
really,
I was wrong, Cade. She had both RBIs on a 2 RBI double in the fifth inning to give herself the win.
wow, even better. So yeah, earned herself the win on offense, and then pitched a shutout. Just what a game! And I saw only four strikeouts she had in that game. So a really just excellent all around defensive performance from that whole team. I mean, New Pal, I imagine, was getting some good contact and probably got a couple of hits off of her, but they don't have any runs to show for it, and Yorktown's got a big old W to show for it. So really good for them, and yeah, an excellent start to this season for that team.
And that's a really tough sectional and regional, but it's a very good chance that that's going to be a Yorktown team that makes a long run in the postseason.
They certainly, I mean, if that game against New Pal tells us anything, it certainly tells us that they could be primed for a run like that. Absolutely.
And Cowan got a big conference 8-3 win over Monroe Central on Tuesday night. Cowan now 4-5 on the season, and that's a team that has another some players to watch. Taylor Young, Savannah Bowling, Savannah Hall are having really good seasons. Savannah Hall 3 home runs already, and she has a 2.69 ERA.
Yeah, Hall had a really big week last week. I think it was against Muncie Central. I think she pitched a no hitter in 5 innings. I think they run ruled them. So, but still, yeah, I'm pretty sure she pitched a no hitter there against Muncie Central, and she's had a really, really excellent season at the plate. And she's one of those kids that has no off season. I've kind
Yeah.
of, since I started here in the fall, I've learned there's a handful of kids that just don't get an off season around here. Whether it's a boy that plays football and then basketball and then baseball, or he runs track in the spring, or it's a girl who plays volleyball, and like Hall, who she plays volleyball and then she plays basketball and then she plays softball, and it's like, well, dang, what I mean, did these kids go to school? Like, what? They're just playing sports all the time. It's, I mean,
Yeah, no
they're really
doubt.
putting the athlete and student athlete. It's like, I wonder how much time they have for student. You know,
And in Tuesday's night's win over Monroe Central, Cowan scored 5 runs in the 8th inning to win in extra innings. Savannah Hall had 3 RBIs, and 8 different Cowan players scored a run in the win.
not the best start to the season for Cowan softball, sitting at 4-5, but I mean, they're definitely a team that, they've got hitters. They've, just, maybe had that early season slump a little bit, but they've put it together. They've gotten some wins the last couple of weeks. I know Monroe Central has kind of struggled this season,
That's a good
but
program, typically.
yeah, for sure. Just, yeah, not a great start for them.
But it has been a great start for Cowan's baseball team as we move to some Delaware County baseball. Big win over Monroe Central for the Blackhawks baseball team as well, 5-2. Of course, big night again for Luke Garrett, who is one of the area's best. He was 3 for 3 tonight with 2 RBIs, including an RBI double, and scored a run. And Gentry Groves was picked up the win on the mound, and gave up just 2 runs on 3 hits, both runs unearned. And he had 8 strikeouts as well. And again, nice start to the season for Cowan at 5-2.
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually that's where I was tonight. I was at Monroe Central watching that game, and what an excellent game by Cowan. I mean, Groves was excellent on the mound, but that entire defensive infield, they've had some injuries. They had a Brody Clifford. I was actually at their game last Thursday, and he had a pretty gruesome looking knee injury. It was a
Mm,
dislocation, I believe, and yeah, just did not look good. So they're without him, and he plays on the infield. So they've had to shift Thomas Brooks to the infield where he usually plays in the outfield. They have to shift him to third base and kind of move Luke Garrett around a little bit too. So it was a little bit of an adjustment, but I mean, man, they just killed it tonight. Bryson Huggins, the sophomore at first base, they made a lot of throws over there that I didn't think there was any way that he was going to be able to reach out and make that catch and keep his foot on the bag. And he still did it. I mean, it must have happened 4 or 5 times where I was like, there's no way he made that play, but he sure enough did it. So, really great game. They've got, I mean, Cowan, they are probably the last team you want to see get banged up because they've got like 12 players on their roster.
right.
So, and they've got, I think, 2 guys injured. So, I mean, they really are just, playing with everybody that they can right now. It literally is a full team effort because it has to be. So, great start for them. They've got some, good arms. Brooks, Garrett, and Groves can all pitch pretty well. And then, yeah, just some really, great bats. Garrett is crushing it to start the season. I mean, everybody really can hit on that team. So, and then Jake Self too. They've got a junior right fielder, Jake Self. He's coming back from a arm surgery. Their coach told me about tonight, and he had a nice play, 2 outs, and then hit a 2 RBI double. So, really, just like I said, again, a full team effort. Everybody's showing up, doing their part. That's a team that has a lot of energy. They're hyping each other up all the time, and they're a fun team to watch for sure. I'm gonna enjoy watching Cowan this season.
It was not a good start to the season for the Burris Owls. They started 0-5, but Cade, since then they are 3-1. Another big win tonight, 2 nights in a row. On Monday night in a win over Randolph Southern, it was Dane Adams pitching them to a win. And Tuesday night, it was Nicholas Bonzek who had 3 RBIs and also was the winning pitcher, giving up just 2 hits and 2 runs and striking out 10 in a 12-2 win over Liberty Christian.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, not an ideal start to the season for Burris. I think they had a little like 5-game losing streak there, and then, but yeah, since then they've won 3 of their last 4, and really picked it up. 2, nice quality wins, a nice, 10-run win over Liberty Christian tonight, and then yeah, Bonsett, great performance on the mound, 10 strikeouts. Always nice to get up in the double digits on punch outs, and when you add 3 RBIs on offense, I mean, shoo, that's crazy. But yeah, this is another team I haven't had a chance to get out and see, but I mean, they definitely seem like one that I'm going to go out and try and catch a game of theirs here pretty soon
There
because,
are so many teams in the spring.
right,
It is just
right.
so impossible to get out and see all of them. Is
I
even
know,
though they
right? And
play
for
every night, you just can't see all of them, and
yeah,
it's
exactly. And
just
for me, I try to take advantage when I have, like I did the other night. I was out at Westdale versus Daleville, and they had softball and baseball playing like 20 feet from each other. So I'm able to kind of hover and go back
oh
and forth and
convenient.
look at all 4 of those teams I got to cover. And but tonight at Monroe Central, their softball field, I couldn't even see it anywhere from where their baseball field was. So I just kind of
Wow.
stuck around baseball. But yeah, I mean, one man army here at the Star Press. It's hard for me to get out and see everybody, but I mean, it's my goal to get out, and everybody's going to get watched eventually. I got to lay eyes on all these teams. So,
Right, so
but
we can
yeah,
talk about them on the Central Indiana Sports Report as well. But in all seriousness, it is important that when you're writing about the kids, that you kind of got an idea of what kind of player they are. So it is important to get out and see these games.
for
And then, of
sure.
course, the postseason, it gets serious.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am so excited for the postseason. I mean, we got a lot of teams and that are look really good this year, and they're going to be competing hard. They're going to probably be competing against each other, unfortunately, in sectionals. I
Yeah.
wish more of my teams that I covered could get a chance out at regionals, but I mean, I know that's not how it works,
But it
unfortunately. So
increases the odds of you having a team win a sectional and regional when you
that
have.
is true. That is true. I did. Yeah.
One of
It's
those teams that has a very good chance of making a long run in this postseason is the Wapahani Raiders. They improved to 4-3. That doesn't sound that good, but when you've seen their schedule, it makes sense. 18-1 tonight over Randolph Southern in a Mid-Eastern Conference win, and again, big night from Quentin James. He has been fantastic this season. Nate Luce, 3 hits again, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Henderson, 2 for 3, scored twice. Again, just like the basketball team. And Hayden James as well was 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And I didn't mention Quentin James had a triple, 2 RBIs, and scored 3 times. And like I said, like the basketball team, a lot of balance.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Wapahani, very good program there, very, consistent. And yeah, they've got a lot of guys who can hit the ball well. You mentioned Quentin James. He's a guy that always pops out when you go see them. And Brock Zickgraf, Eli Andrews. I've seen both of those guys tank some over the fence out at Wapahani. So yeah, just I mean, a lot of depth, lot to like there about Wapahani, and playing in such a loaded conference. I mean, I feel like we said Mid-Eastern Conference so many times. I mean, you've got so
Yeah.
many quality teams just in that one conference that they're guaranteed to, get some polish during the regular season and kind of prepare themselves for a postseason run.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're the best of the bunch in that conference. They are awfully good. Daleville also off to a good start at 5-3. Big 10-5 win over Eastern Hancock tonight.
Yeah, Daleville's another just impressive team. They're, kind of like Wapahani. They've got a good handful of two-sport athletes that are just, immediately flipping over from basketball season and starting to hit the diamonds. So Noah Colvin's been playing great. Bryson Sigler, he is one of the top hitters around here.
Yeah,
Um, and I
two
don't
for
know what
two
his.
for three tonight with a double and two RBIs.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't know
Oh.
what his average is at, but it's. I mean, it's got to be something crazy at this point. He's having a great start to the year. Josh Wilson, another basketball to baseball guy, has been impressive, and then the two Ramirez kids, Aiden and Alex Ramirez. I'm not totally sure. I don't know if they're twins or not, or if they're just brothers. I don't have the roster in front of me to see what grade those two are in, but they both had a really good day when I went and saw. I saw them play Muncie Central, and those two both put together a really good day. As I believe it was Alex who hit his first career home run that day, and then Aiden hit the walk-off game-winning RBI. So pretty cool. Yeah, a lot to like about that Daleville team.
And it seems like I'm saying the name Caleb Aiken every night as well on the Central Indiana scoreboard show.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Aiken's been really good at that shortstop spot for them. He's a younger player, but has really, shown a lot to like at both the plate and out in the field. And he actually started on the mound, I believe, against Muncie Central, but didn't have his best outing. I think they ended up going to Josh Wilson a lot earlier than they usually do, and he put together a really good game in that one. But I'm sure Aiken has a pretty bright future on the mound as well as a pitcher.
Slow start to the season for Delta, but big win tonight. Big 2 nights in a row, big wins, and what a week it's been so far for Chase Flannery. After a big game last night, three more hits tonight, another RBI, and a 9-5 win, conference win over Newcastle.
Yeah, and I mean Delta is just one of those teams that you see that record early in the season, and it's like you have to imagine that they're going to put it together and fight back and get their season back on track eventually. And sure enough, here they are. They're back to 4-4. Chase Flannery, another 3-hit night. Zane Klein continuing his great season. I mean, we're used to hearing his name around here from what I've heard. So yeah, I mean, that's a team we've talked about them before. A lot of experience, a lot of returning production. They made a pretty deep run last year in the postseason, and they were anticipating kind of doing the same thing again. But kind of a slow start, a little rocky, a couple bumps in the road. But you want to take those lumps early on in the year and hope to bounce back later on. And it looks like they have started that bounce back.
And a really good start to the season for Yorktown, especially that win over Delta gave them a good start in the conference. Tonight, unfortunately, I'm sorry. Susie's going to hate me for keep saying tonight. Tuesday night, Greenfield Central 7, Yorktown 6 in a conference game. Greenfield Central scored 4 times in the bottom of the seventh, trailing 6-3 going into the bottom of the seventh. Tough loss for Yorktown.
Geez, yeah, a very, very tough loss, and you hate to see a loss like that in conference play. That's I mean, great win by Greenfield Central. They're a good team. I saw them play Wapahani early in the year, so pretty deep squad they've got out there. But yeah, Yorktown. I mean, impressive team. They're 5-4 to start. They can score runs in a pinch. They have got some pretty good arms on the mound too.
Really good start tonight for Palmer Jones.
Yeah, Palmer Jones had a really excellent day against Delta. That was the first game I was able to go out and see, and then Ben Steele also has had some pretty good outings lately. So yeah, Yorktown. I mean, they've got a lot to like. Also, Ryan Burkholder had a really good game
Yeah.
last week. I can't remember who it was they played, but I know he racked up some hits. I think it was Jay County. Yeah, he racked up some hits against Jay County, and then came in and got the save on the mound as well. Actually, I think he picked up the win. Pitched the last 3 innings, didn't give up a hit, and picked up the win. So
That's a
uh,
lineup that has a guy who can hit at every single position.
yeah, absolutely. That's a really deep roster and going to be a fun team to watch. That Hoosier Heritage Conference is going to be a pretty tough one though.
Yeah, Noah Lovall, he's been another guy who comes up a lot in our scoreboard show. Been having a lot of big performances of late for Yorktown.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a really excellent day against Muncie Central last night. He had a I'm trying to look at it here. He was 1 of 1, got walked twice, had a 3-run homer.
Cade, thanks so much for all the high school baseball coverage. Real fast, I want to talk a little bit about some college baseball because it's been a really good season for the Ball State Cardinals. Got a chance to play themselves into an NCAA tournament berth. They're at the top of the MAC standings right now, and they play Indiana University at Victory Field on Wednesday night. Always a big game. It'll have a big crowd, and that's a big one for Ball State. That's one that they really want to win.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they won this game at Victory Field last year, or at
I
least
believe so, yeah.
made it like a very close, intense sort of game. But yeah, I mean, like you said, they're having a great season at the top of the MAC, kind of offensively dominating their way through the conference.
Offensively, woo, man.
They are just racking up runs against everybody. I mean, you look at their scores. They had 11 runs against Akron. I think that was their first, or no, they played Toledo first, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played Toledo to open MAC. Or no, it was Western. Jeez, MAC play starts so much sooner than I thought it did. um, but I mean, yeah, look, I mean, just looking through their scores in MAC play, they had 12 runs against Toledo, 11 against Akron, 13 against Eastern Michigan, 9 more against Eastern Michigan. They racked up 14 against Northern Illinois, 23 against Bowling Green last week, 16 against Bowling Green. Both of
Yeah.
those were,
Last two
you know,
games, 39 runs. They outscored Bowling Green 39-30 the last two games.
yeah,
And
like
by the
that
way,
just, I mean,
IU's doing the same kind of thing. They're scoring a lot of runs and giving up a lot of runs of late too.
yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we could see some big time, offensive fireworks in that game at Victory Field. Wednesdays are my day off, so I unfortunately will not be out there covering that one. Or they're usually kind of my midweek day off, but
Yeah, well,
um,
we will have Grant Schaus out there at the game, and he will be giving us a report on it. So very much looking forward to that. Also, IU and Ball State softball, which should be a really good one as well. Wednesday night at in Bloomington. So big night for
yeah,
Ball State sports, and big week for kind of the first, I think, nonstop full spring week where it's kind of crazy every single night of the week.
yeah, it's I mean, at the risk of a bad baseball pun, we're kind of in full swing here, and
That's right.
here with spring sports. So,
Always love a
and
good
then
baseball pun.
I mean, hey, there. I mean, if you can get an opportunity for a good one, I mean, it's a home run.
Thank you so much to Cade Hampton for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report once again. Always love having him on. He will be on every week. We'll figure out which day it is coming up pretty soon. And thank you for listening. If you'd like to see the Central Indiana Sports Report continue to grow and thrive, please share these segments with your friends and family. We humbly thank you in advance. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.